Oh man, we're gonna be starting soon.
Hello everyone, welcome to the live stream, yay! It is the third episode of the Partisans of Parsh. I think I am doing everything correctly and nothing is muted. Hopefully someone will tell me in chat that that is going on. So if you can hear me, let me know in chat. Or if you are in our Discord channel, let me know because I can see that. Okay, great, yay, that's real time. Welcome to the third episode. As I was saying, we need to thank our patron Brendan for allowing us to produce this amazing season. If you are just joining us for the first time, you can catch the first two episodes here on Twitch or on YouTube and in pod form too. I think the second episode is coming up very soon. Otherwise, what we're doing is a Age of Rebellion / Edge of the Empire game where a whole bunch of rebels have landed on a planet in the Outer Rim and managed to get in a big fight, unfortunately. Yeah, otherwise, we'll get to a bunch of good stuff about what happened last time and where our characters are going. I just want to take a quick minute to say, if you're interested in becoming one of our patrons, you can head over to Dice for Brain or patreon.com/Dice for Brains, and you can help out. We've got a bunch of good stuff coming out over there the rest of this month. I know we got some like ringtones and stuff like that out, and I saw the art for the new adversary card just last night, and it's going to be amazing. So I'm very excited about that. We're going to do a bunch of stuff from this season. I know we didn't really do any for season 7, but they're going to be coming too. We just need a minute to do a bunch of cool art for them. Otherwise, I think it's probably about time to get to our story. So please enjoy this awesome crawl. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the game, and welcome to the player. I did it wrong again. Welcome to the players. Yay. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello. You all look amazing. I'm very excited for this game. Hopefully, less people get shot this time. Sorry. Anywho.
Well, it's less of the right side. The right people should get shot, not the wrong people. Last time we had a wrong person get shot.
Yes. Yeah. Let's try not to do that, because I think we were a little closer than we wanted to be for episode 2, too. Somebody ending up with 0 wounds left, which we usually like to say for Act 3.
Whoops.
Brendan, just heads up. Although I know I had other people to shoot at, but you popped out behind a tree. But we'll get to a little bit of that on the recap. Let's do some introductions before we get too far on what happened. So, Brendan, would you like to introduce yourself and what character you're going to be playing?
Sure. Brendan, I'm playing Nellis Nolf. He's a Solston. His career is an ace, and his specialization is a driver. And he is motivated by vengeance, trying to kill the Empire for messing up his life and killing his friends and family. His duty is vehicle combat superiority.
Which is like slightly modified from the space, because we're just going with whatever you're driving, you want to be the best at and dominating. Perfect. Excellent. And Salcoldia, would you like to I mean, your real name's Eileen. I guess I should start that. I'm already getting into it. I'm sorry. It's been a rough week already. I want to get some RP in. So, sorry, Eileen.
I won't bash you with my tail today.
Thank you.
Okay, so my name is Eileen Shaw. Nice to meet you. I'm not really meeting you, but you know what I mean. My character is Salcoldia. She is a Salonian. She is a spy slicer. Motivation is connection type, and it's to prevent the Empire from bringing war to Salonia and to keep my den safe from afar. And yeah, that's duty is intelligence type. I think that's what we got.
Right, yes, you're an intelligence gathering. So, I don't know if we've actually covered this as an engineer question yet, so you're not getting out of it, but have you adopted kind of that den mentality for your like rebel squadron as well?
Kind of.
Okay.
Because in my mind, Salcoldia, did you want me to go into this?
Well, let's...
I'll hold on.
Yeah,
Kind of.
Okay, so
Is my
kind
choice.
of is the answer. We will dive into that a little deeper at some point. But before we get too far, Joshu, would you care to introduce yourself and who you'll be playing?
Hi there. I'm Joshi Reynolds. I'll be playing Pal Eden. He's a human, and he's a soldier commando. His motivation is personal glory. Let's put it that way. And his duty is support. Anything else? His appearance. He's wearing a mohawk. He tends to wear low light goggles and a bandana to protect his face enough when he's in combat situations. Otherwise, he pulls it down and it's around his neck, and the goggles are pulled up to his forehead.
Excellent. And I don't know if this actually broadcasts out that way, but the connection kind of stuttered for me a little bit. You said your duty was support, correct?
Yes, the duty is support.
Perfect. Excellent. And Susan, would you care to introduce yourself and who you're playing?
Certainly. I'm Susan, and my character's name is Soli Drift. Soli is a Claudite, which is a shapeshifter. She currently, however, appears as a human female. She is a spy infiltrator by trade, and she's motivated by her quest to rescue her older brother, Saren. We have not introduced his name yet, Saren, from the evil empire. And her duty is resource acquisition, which means that she likes to get stuff and keep it for herself.
Well, and the rebels, but by extension herself.
Yes, sometimes. the moral rainbow is vast and colorful.
Excellent. And your duty shall stay low, I take it. But that's okay. That's great. Well, awesome. I am very excited to get going. Before we do need to roll that duty, though, and see if anyone is triggered. So our executive producer, Brendan, would you care to do the honors? Because I'm liking it, because it hasn't worked out well for you guys yet.
No.
No, again. Wow. All right.
Interesting number.
It's 3 episodes. You know what? It's not the right time. You're still getting acclimated to this base situation. Like, you're not really sure. There's this whole power dynamic that you haven't even figured out yet. You don't even know where, like, the org chart you lie on just yet. So that makes sense.
Yeah,
It makes sense.
We don't have our momentum really yet, I guess.
Right.
All right.
You do have some trinkets, some treasures from the last episode that you've uncovered and recovered.
I grabbed a bunch of blasters off the battlefield, if that's what you mean.
Yes, that is
So,
some of
for
what
one
I
thing,
mean.
I'm upgrading my armament situation with that, and then putting the rest of the stuff. I'm gonna leave the slug throwing rifle behind, and take a blaster carbine.
Excellent.
When it's appropriate. That's on Pal's top list of things to do after he checks on the health of Nuv.
Yeah, well, so what actually happened last time before we get into the specifics of what anybody grabbed? Because there was a little more than just the combat. So you were walking through the
Yes.
hallway with Otis. You got a chance to meet some of the upper brass, correct, of this rebellion base. It was Jumar, right? Yeah.
Bronwyn, we met, and Tenga Donald, and another one was it Telek, we met them. We heard over the radio that there was some trouble outside from the secret base, and we investigated with Otis, like kind of running things from back in the base on a radio. And up there was this armored character wearing like a full-on helmet. I'm getting kind of shades of Phasma from the Star Wars movies, because you said there was reflective armor on.
Yeah, it's a lot of like chrome paint. It's very like tight. It's got a certain, it might just be dust from around here. That's the other weird thing. Like there's so much of that like metallic and magnetic surface and soil everywhere. It could just be coated. It's certainly like more form-fitting. It's not quite so bulky, but
Okay.
In the Space Cowboy tank.
Something. Yep.
We had him. Although he didn't want to help us.
So-
I don't know why.
yeah, that was a weird
I did-
thing. Because he didn't seem to, he didn't seem super interested, did he?
Mm-mm.
Well, I think
What's
that's
up with
because
that
of some
boy?
sort of dynamic between him and this other leader who seems relatively ineffective. Bronwyn seems overwhelmed with the stuff. Telek, the special ops that we met above ground, I guess, out of the base, when we came out of like a disguised tree, right? Yeah, those doors opened in a tree, and we came out and basically assisted the spec ops operative in rescuing one of his captured spec ops soldiers.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, was there anything else
Carted
going
around
on?
in a hover wheelchair thing and being tortured by a torture droid. Well, that guy was getting tortured by the torture droid. There was 2 like intelligent, Imperial intelligence officers or something like that, and then a couple of stormtroopers too. And we ambushed them. Long story short, this Telek spec ops character shot most of them. They shot back at us, hitting Nuv, and Nuv, I think, shot him back and killed him. Is that right? No. It was Telek who killed him, wasn't it?
So I actually popped out of the tree from behind cover, shot the guy, and they managed to hit me back, although I killed him and they didn't kill me.
Yeah, you did like one of the woo I got him things, just stayed out in the open.
Yeah, and
down like you had to double check, and the other guy was shooting at you. Yeah, right on.
And managed to actually get healed mostly, so it all worked out at the end.
And Salkaldi got a new pet, so.
Right, because you went like hacker madness at first, right?
Yes, I hacked the droid that he was operating, but it backfired because then he tagged me, and then I got all upset.
Right.
So I hit
because
him
the
with a
word
stun-
tag really upset you. There wasn't a lot of
it's my
specifics
information.
involved.
I am territorial. It's like a food aggression, but with electronics.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So So when he took my stuff, I had to go after him.
Understood. And then
Oh my-
you kept him, though.
Just touched your
Yes,
stuff.
and it was one of those things where when he was knocked out, when we're going through the tree trunk, I'm just kind of like his head's knocking up against the wall, and I'm not bothering.
Right.
Clunk, clunk.
So just to be clear, you shot a bunch of Imperials, probably killed them, left them outside right near the entrance to your super secret base, then took one inside.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna
Yeah.
get to that. I was wondering if we should take the bodies with us, since we're gonna need to make more than one trip in that elevator now. You know what I'm? Because
Yeah,
the elevator
you
was so
did.
small, like we barely packed into it. So now she just carrying the body, and we've got, the spec ops, who's up here, and we got the one we rescued. So it sounds like a 3-trip thing already. We might as well take the bodies.
I
with
think
us, take their
when we
armor, and-
closed it, the 3 of you went down. Well, the 4 of you went down because you had Lieutenant Talik with you. And then I think Salcolia went down with her prisoner. If I'm not mistaken, that's how we closed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it would have been a straight shot to the med bay after that. Because, I mean, I know you took a stim pack, but that is to get you through. That's not like medical attention. I know you didn't take any like mechanical critical hits or anything. But, I mean, you got shot up, Nollis. You got lit up. Like, we have glossed over this. Like, that was a massive hit.
I got up to 8 wounds.
Right, out of like how many? Like, so in one shot you lost
12.
like, you lost like 60-70% in one shot. That's
Yeah.
scary. Like, I dropped a frying pan on my toe once and I like cried for a whole day. It turned a little purple. You got shot a bunch. So
Yeah.
I think you have to go to the medical bay. I think that is a short trip and you go straight that way.
The medical bay, I assume that'll have equipment that will enhance my medical skill roll.
Yeah, there's all sorts of gear. It's a full-on med bay. There's a doctor there and everything. And then, I'm assuming you bagged a whole bunch of gear and brought all that down and everything like that, and got your ISB
I was going to say, your
agent.
description of the way we ended the battle makes us sound like a bunch of rank amateurs there, Ross.
I am clarifying a couple things that may or may not give me the ability to spend some of my tasty little dark side points in a little
As
bit.
far as bodies left on the ground, I'm going to say, pal, these bodies are way too heavy for me. I'm just poor little Soli over here. I'll get the guns. You get the bodies.
All right, so in the haste of getting everyone back in, someone remembered, hey, we should probably do something with those bodies.
I'm going to say for sure we did. We're not that unseasoned.
That's
We
true, and
have
you've got like rebels in the base, so there's people there to like help you and do this kind of stuff for you, and
Exactly.
So you've got like minions that you can
But
sort of
Soli's
command around.
still going to say that they're too heavy for her, that she can only carry guns.
Yep. So all right, so you've looted, what was it, an ISB agent, 2 stormtroopers. You got a cool like chair, like a little grab chair. That's pretty neat.
Yes.
You do have an
You have the
injured spec
robot
ops.
too, right?
We have a torture droid,
Yes.
Yeah.
don't we?
Yeah, that's still a thing, right?
Yeah.
Wow, I forgot about that. That is.
Yeah. Do we
Whoops.
do we have any light side points? Do we have our pools still going?
Yeah, everything should be set up on Roll20. I believe it's 3 and 3 is where we left it.
Okay.
Yep. Well, I'll just
Good
go
to
force an update
know.
just to make sure, but I think we're in good shape there. All right. Well, I mean, you had a super injured spec ops person that you'd rescued, so you got to take them to the med bay for sure. I figure everybody probably ended up there after at least a few minutes, maybe running some guns down to, the barracks or whatever, or the quartermaster. And I mean, you got somebody you got to drop off at the cells too. So it took a little bit, but eventually I think the group reconvenes in the medical bay. So let's open there. You are in the Rebel Base Medical Bay. Here on Jumar, it is pretty stocked, actually. This is one of the nicest places you've been in here. I mean, certainly because it's the cleanest. I think it would have to be. But this is, like, actually stocked. There's plenty of tables. There's 4, 5, 6 operating. You've got a back to tank. It's not going yet, but, there's one there just in case it needs to happen. There's a actual living, breathing doctor as well. There's, of course, a medical droid to assist, but this doctor is wearing like your standard sort of medical officer's outfit. It's a little beige. She's got like really dark, big, super like voluminous hair that kind of falls in big flat flaps as it just falls behind her when she moves. It's got a lot of like weight to it, and she steps everywhere with like extreme confidence, and it does not matter who you are, you back out of the way. This woman can like part everything in the room. And she's coming to check on you, Nullis, just to make sure you're feeling okay. You're laying up on the table. You're doing all right, but you're certainly not 100%.
Standing next to the table.
Oh, okay.
Reluctantly. Don't really want to be here.
Why don't you just at least sit on the table? Because we should make sure you're okay. You got shot. I'm starting to worry you're in a bit of shock, actually.
I'll sit on the table.
Oh, good. And the medical droid comes and starts scanning you and stuff like that while she's examining your wounds. What's everybody else doing?
Soli is hovering anxiously over Nullis's left shoulder while the doctor is examining him, and is he going to be okay, Doc? Are you sure? Can I hold that for you? Oh, all right. No, actually, he likes his shirt this way. Okay. Yeah, just like that. Okay, good.
Perfect. Okay, why don't you hold out your hand for me?
Well, this is
Me?
going on.
Yes,
How
yes.
going to be-
Can you hold out your
hold my
hand,
hand
please?
up? Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent. All right,
what
now
are you
this
gonna do with
isn't
it?
going to hurt, but just a little bit. It's totally
Oh,
fine.
well, but-
You really need this. She has a little like injectable gun, and she's putting it close to your palm.
Ow,
All right, stand still.
But okay. All right.
It's fine. It's fine.
Ow. All right.
Perfect. Lovely. Thank
That
you.
really hurt. Ow. I'm gonna.
It's okay though. You feel okay about it?
do-
Like you're
do
not
you
really
have-
that stressed about it at all.
Is that a fridge over there? Is there soda in there? Can I have one?
Please go help yourself.
All right. Awesome.
What's everyone else doing?
The doctor's distracted. I'm scanning the room for stuff that's not nailed down that we may need to take in the field with us. Like, med pack, med kit, stim packs.
Me
Yeah,
too.
there's all sorts of that stuff lying all about if you want to just start looting from the poor doctor's stash. You could totally
I'm
just
not gonna
ask
ta-
for that kind of stuff. You are rebels.
Well,
you don't need to steal
I
from
won't
your own
take any.
base.
I would like to ask the doctor if
Well,
I
I-
can if I can.
All right, so
I would like a stim pack to replenish my stock, please.
Absolutely. Feel free to grab some out of the cabinet right over there.
Some I can get more than one.
Well, let's, there's a
I'll just
few
take-
rebels. Let's only take
Al's
what we
over
need.
there with like 5 in his arms.
Yes, no, it's you. You get a fresh shot, which, as this is your second for the day, it's only going to be worth 4. But does that get you pretty close to, if not full?
It gets me back down to 0 wounds.
Excellent. Yay. All right, so you're feeling good. You've got some fresh bandages on your Celestin body. There's not too much like scorch, and what's there, it's probably going to look pretty cool once it scars over. So it'll be a nice addition to the palette that is your scar face and body. So that's what being a rebel's all
The
about.
palette of pain.
Yeah. Excellent. So, and I'm assuming Salcolia
All right.
has a stim pack
And
now?
so how many stim packs do we?
Oh,
No, I have
everyone can
2
have
packs.
one if you didn't buy one already.
Thank
You're
you.
very welcome. You should thank the doctor.
That's who we thank you, doctor. And I start distributing the ones that I grabbed. So I guess everyone gets one.
Thanks, pal.
So, how are you enjoying your time here on Parsh so far? Seems like you're not wasting time getting into trouble.
It's terrible here. The morale's terrible. Your leadership is in shambles. What's going on?
That sounds about right, actually.
Can you help illuminate the situation for us, Doc? At all?
I mean, my understanding was your contingent, your force was supposed to be much larger than it is, which probably means that most of the plans that Command had worked up aren't going to work, I would assume. Which probably doesn't bode too well for
right,
us
so we're on-
here towards, what
Everybody
feel-
keeps telling us that we don't have enough people. We didn't bring as much as we should have. But you know what? Size doesn't matter, Doc. We are good with what we have, and we're gonna make this work. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, all we need to do is change the plan.
Or
Well,
just kill
right.
everybody.
Right, guys? Alter the plan.
True. Hey, where'd Talek go?
They he and Tenga, they went off to their meeting.
Meeting. Where's the meeting?
Command room, I suppose. I'm not sure.
Am I done here? We should get to this meeting.
Yeah, let's go
sure,
check it
right?
out.
No,
Come on.
why rest? Absolutely not. Definitely, don't rest. Don't relax. Don't take your time. It's not like we need you in top fighting form for any reason whatsoever. I'm just a doctor. Go have fun.
All right.
Body in motion. Body in motion.
Here, have a candy.
Oh, can I have another one of those? Thanks.
Oh, I'll take a second stim pack.
And now everyone grabs a handful of candy from her little candy jar, and she has like half of it left, and she shakes her head side to side.
Pal
and sets it
doesn't.
back
Pal
down.
grabs a second stim pack.
Oh, jeez.
All right. That's enough. That's enough looting. All right, we need to move along here. And I'm a lot.
You looted
Of the
your
mind.
medical bay officer.
I wouldn't say I'm looting. I'm appropriating.
You're
This
like-
is field appropriation.
Yeah. Come on. It's on my resume.
Absolutely.
Come on. Let's get out of here.
So Caldia gives a glaring look to Pal, and as she walks out to go to the command room.
So I'll give a
Talcolia, wait
glaring
for
look
me.
at Salcodia's droid. Is it following us around? Do we still have that thing in the party? Salcodia?
Oh no, that went to the quartermaster. All that stuff. You got an
Okay.
ISB agent
All
in
right,
the
never
in
mind
the
then.
cells
It's gone.
and guns and everything at the quartermaster. But again, let me
I
reiterate:
was gonna
this is
take
the
all
rebel
my
base
groceries.
you guys belong to, so you can go get any of that whenever you want. You don't have to steal it from anyone. You don't have to shoot anybody. Everything's fine. You can just go fill out a form like everybody
We haven't
else.
had to shoot anyone yet.
Yeah,
What? No.
accurate.
That's where the plan falls apart. The forms.
All right.
This is why
How
this,
long is this
this-
walk? Are we there?
So you are meandering your way through the halls of the Jumar base on Parsh, trying to figure out your way back to the command room, because you're assuming that's where you had your conversation yesterday, or where you were supposed to be having your meeting.
Yeah.
All right. And
Yeah, and if we do seem to be lost for any reason, I guess we still have Otis on our comms.
oh, well then I don't need to spend this dark side point. All right, so you're a little lost, but I'm assuming you calm Otis and he can get you wherever you need to go from where you are.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
Becca,
But that's what I'm going to
So
spend my
Becca
dark
is
side
according
point
to
on,
plan.
unfortunately. So Otis doesn't pick up his comm, even though he said he would always
here it
be
comes.
ready. He would always be there for you. He was not there for you. Or he could have gotten himself shot by now.
Oh, Otis, what if we had to find the bathroom, Otis? Where were you? Okay, we'll keep looking for this thing.
Otis does not answer.
do we see anybody else around here that looks like they know what's going
Can we
on?
make some sort of like?
I mean, yeah, you pass like other people, but you're still, they're not making eye contact, and you're doing the like confident walk with like, we're trying to take up the whole hallway, like shoulder to shoulder, like we're trying to look like a cool, and you know, so you're also trying to look like you know where you're going, even though you don't, but you know, it might be time to kind of stop and ask the next person you see.
Yeah,
All about it.
I see this one person, and
Yes.
looks like he's doing some sort of inventory. I just point at him. You, where's the command room?
Like the command room?
Yes.
Look, sorry, you're gonna want to go back down that hallway, like the whole way you came. Do you know where the medical bay is? Go back to the medical bay, and you're gonna want to go down what I assume is the opposite hallway you came down here from, because there's only two ways from the medical bay. So, or alternatively, you can keep going this way. Some of it's not finished, like it's still got to get built out. But if you're, you You can jump around. You can still make it. It might be a bit of a shortcut. Otherwise, yeah, you just walk all the way back that way, take a left, like pretty much just reverse exactly what you did to get here, I'm assuming. Just head to the medical bay, and then you're almost there. And the Duros goes back to poking around in the wall. Sorry, what was that?
The unfinished bit, that cuts all the way through. You said that's a shortcut?
Yeah. Cuts right through. If you go down that way, past all the construction, big signs, do not enter, do not go this way, stop, turn around. But, it's a door. And then you can just kind of climb your way up, sort of.
Because I'm gonna flip a destiny point and have that be a super short shortcut.
All right, well, flip one.
Oh, yes, I need to.
Yes, you need to hit it and roll 20. But yes, I can do it and then just refresh. But hopefully roll 20 is working. Look at that. Boom. All right, yeah, so the unfinished part of the base, it's a super shortcut.
And I assume we glean some information about the quality of the base. I mean, is there anything odd here? Like tunnels to the surface or anything weird?
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few tunnels to the surface. There's a few different entrance and exit points. You've got the underground, the way you fly in. And it's built inside one of these giant rocks, which are a big, like, source of the gravnenium that's here, like the natural elements that add that metallic quality to everything and mess with gravity really hard. So, I mean, this is basically like a big, giant floating rock of that kind of. So there's a lot of work that's gone into kind of neutralizing those effects and stuff like that to make it mimic the surface. But even as you're being told this, you kind of feel some stuff. Like there's some, your stomach doesn't quite sit right occasionally, and like you can feel these weird like magnetic pulls in different directions, especially as you're nearing these more unfinished parts of the base.
Okay, yeah. So we're there, right? We're back into a recognizable part of the.
Oh,
base.
So you don't want to take the shortcut? You just wanted to spend the point to make sure it was there, just in case you needed it?
No, we're taking. No, not at all. I imagined that I said it, and I imagined that if we're not in agreement, that we were traveling through it.
Well, what does everybody want to do? Do you want to try to take this super shortcut that Pal just spent a destiny point on, or do you want to go back the safe and long way and maybe learn about each other's characters and your feelings?
Yeah, I'm heading towards the shortcut, and when we get to the construction area, just don't make eye contact with any of the people around. Just confidently walk in, like I know what I'm doing.
Excellent.
So nobody stops me, and
cool. So as we're walking to this shortcut area, I am going to trigger an internal monologue for everyone, because I forgot to ask you a question earlier, and now I'm going to. So as we're walking to this super shortcut part of the base, Nullis, you just got shot up a bunch. What are you thinking about? Does it trigger any memories, any combat memories? I know you've had some like bleak stuff. Like, how are you doing with this?
He's reminded of some of this, but he's just trying to hide it. He doesn't want to deal with. He doesn't want to portray that it's affecting him in any way.
How does he do that?
He's just trying to get a sick bay as soon as possible, and just trying to get further into the mission.
So a lot of like anxious, tight kind of movement, like it's like I'm picturing like a lot of like rigid body, like trying to contain nervousness. Like I shake a lot and sweat a lot when I get nervous or stressed out about stuff. So like a lot of trying to kind of control that sort of stuff, like that rigid military training kind of taking hold a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, and also just trying to just move on to the next thing.
Awesome. Yep. Excellent. And Salcoldia, she's thinking a lot about, I'm assuming her clan, her people, what it's like. Does she feel that bond with these people? Like, you kind of just lost a bunch of them. Like, I don't know how that's affecting you right now.
Yeah, well, in my mind, she has, in her whole life, she's just been another kind of drone, essentially, in her den. Her siblings all look just like her. She has no unique qualifiers, I guess. So this, when she's introduced to this area, she kind of feels almost like the top dog. because obviously she's taller than everybody else and she's thicker than everyone else. So this little den in her mind, it's kind of like her den to control. And she knows when she goes back to her planet, she won't have this. So she's just kind of enjoying it. Yeah, she lost a whole bunch of people, which stinks because her den's even smaller now. But she still has people in her little den. But that being said, she does care for them because the queen in her den will kind of help control the people. And the top dogs, I keep saying dogs, they're not really dogs, they're like fair otter people.
Right. Top
But
fair.
anywho, so she does care about these people, but she also does kind of think of herself as the head of the den.
Okay, so that was one of my follow-ups. So although you won't say it, you sort of feel like the queen of your little rebel squadron here, right?
Yes.
Okay, and that is just because that's the way the culture is organized in your system. So you're drawing an association there. Okay, all right, excellent. So, yeah, okay, we're gonna unpack that for episodes. I'm sorry, we gotta. Pal, what is going on in your head? I'm sensing a lot of frustration with the leadership at this base, and maybe just the rebellion in general right now. Like, where's Pal with that?
It's not the rebellion in general.
Okay.
It's the way things are being handled, because there appears to be no contingency or expectation for the monkey wrench that was thrown in their plans, which is poor planning and poor tactics. So I feel like the base is being mismanaged on some level. And in his inner dialogue, he wants to maybe isolate these trio of leaders and cut out the chaff. Separate the wheat from the chaff, if you will.
Gotcha.
Focus on working with people who are getting things done. So if this meeting he wants to get to, because he suspects that the spec ops definitely can get things done in their realm, and still not sure about the qualities of Jenga Donald, but already not much of a fan of Bronwyn.
Gotcha.
That's what's going on in his head right now.
And Soli, I mean, you're not really front line. Like, this isn't what you signed up for. Basically, this isn't what your job has been traditionally. Like, when was the last time you were shooting stormtroopers? Like, that doesn't strike me as something you do a lot. Like, I get a lot of like, I want to get in, do the thing, get out. Nobody knows. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
How are you?
Sully is not usually used to working with a group of people. She's used to being sent off by herself on some super secret mission. She's got her instructions in the envelope and she's got to chew it up and swallow it after she finishes reading it. And then she goes and does her thing. She gets the info. She comes back, presents it, and all these other people that are around her, like the giant fuzzy weasel lady, is like getting on her nerves a little bit, and Nullis is not really responding at all to her attempts at friendship or anything like that. And Pal just is, well, Pal really bothers her the most because he's the most like her. And he wants the stuff and she wants the stuff, and she's like, get away from my stuff. And she's really annoyed at the rebels that she's met on the base, because she feels like they're just just absolute banana mush and they don't care about anything. And what she really wants is she wants to get in with that ISB agent that Salclodia brought with them, and she can't wait to get into his jail cell and start questioning him.
Ooh, interesting. All right, I want to unpack one more thing real quick, just because that was a lot of, you're calling some stuff out, which is great, and I love it. Do you think any of that comes from, like, I'm actually going to phrase this completely differently. What does Soli think of her own identity? Like, I can't imagine, like, you are living as somebody else, basically.
Yeah, the Claudites are a very xenophobic species of people, because they're used to being either captured and used for their unique talent in the universe, or being paid lots of money to use their unique talent. And they don't trust other species that well, and other species don't trust them very much, because they have the ability to appear as anything they want,
Mhm.
basically. So I think Soli has got the normal for a Claudite normal, very unfriendly, very let me do it by myself. I don't need help type personality. And she is given the choice between working as a teammate or by herself. She will always choose the latter.
Got you. Okay. All right. Well, the four of you are walking down this empty hallway. Nobody comes back here. You can start to feel a little bit more of that magnetic pulling on your metallic bits and internal stuff, and maybe some of that dust that you got on you from the surface. And you share this moment where everyone is very much in their own head, but you still kind of bond a little bit. It's like you got to peek into each other, and you end on this big giant door with like a "Do not enter," under construction, not safe, building. Please don't stop. Stop, don't do this, and there's a little pad. What's everybody up to?
Inspecting the pad.
Excellent. It's not even like wired up, really. You can just rub two little wires together and get the door to go if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it.
All right.
Sounds good.
There is a little shock. It causes one strain
does.
to whoever was rubbing the wires together, but the door opens apart, and you get this glorious view inside this floating rock. There's a kind of like two big floodlights shining down, so they've got like long, jagged shadows, but it's all like rocky cave area in here. It's a little den-like, actually, for you, Salkuldia, but that like magnetic stuff really starts hitting you hard in here. Like your stuff starts kind of lifting off your body and everything like that.
Oh, stuff's like floating.
Yeah, well, there's little bits of rock that are floating in here, sure, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Spooky. Right, guys? Like a haunted house or something.
And it's not really that far to like the rock wall on the other side, but as your eyes go up, good medium, maybe long range, you could see sort of another platform. There's another like made part up, like up.
That's the only exit out.
But does that look like our destination? I mean, or does it?
It looks like the only other
kind of a path.
part in here that's been built. Like everything else looks like natural rock formation. That is definitely like a metal platform. Like you think you might see a door. It's kind of hard to see.
So the platform that we see is directly above us?
Not quite directly, sort of on the opposite wall, but it's not
Opposite
very
wall?
far. It's almost like a little corridor in here.
Okay. Salkoldia walks up. She looks around and sees the distance. She looks like she's calculating the distance from where she is to that platform.
Yep.
And then she looks at Soli, picks up Soli, and tosses her up. Can I do that?
Can you throw something that far? I don't think you can, actually.
No?
Not a person, because they're
She's
pretty
the
big.
smallest person.
Yeah, but she's still silhouette one.
Wait.
Maybe.
Salkoldia, wait a second. I've got climbing equipment. If we can have you throw the hook, I can attach it to my rope and we can get up that way.
We got a grappling hook action?
I can do
Is
that.
that
I have
happening?
I have a small grappling hook in my climbing equipment. Yes, I do
Nice.
actually.
All right. Well, do we want to do that?
Well, Soli's going to go
guess.
ahead and tie
I'm all about that.
the hook onto the rope and hand it to Salkoldia and say, "Here, you're bigger and stronger than I am. You throw it."
Okay.
Well, what is this going to be in athletics? Because I just
Yeah.
want to put out
Yeah, I
there,
think this is an athletics check, actually.
Okay.
My dice
Um,
pool is one rank.
Well, this is just going to be Salkoldia. You've got some floodlights, but it's like a weird angle, and it's kind of dark, so I'm going to give you a setback die for that.
But I'm a Salonian. I can see it in the dark.
Really? That's messed up.
Sure.
All right. Wait, are you just making that up?
It sounds good.
It does. I almost clicked away from the setback die that you are now almost going to get another one for that
Oh,
shenanigans.
Gotta be some kind of lore
Gosh,
on Salonian.
Eileen, you rock.
That is shenanigans. Roll it. You don't know.
Eileen. I've got I've got low light goggles you can borrow. I can see that thing perfectly with these on. Here, borrow them.
Okay, so I'm gonna borrow, and that's gonna give me a boost die.
Yeah, I'll give you a boost die for that.
Fantastic.
You ready for me to roll, or do you need
Yep.
to add them?
Roll your skill. See what
There
happens.
it goes.
Oh no.
Do I
Well,
puncture someone?
you got 2 advantages, but yeah, I think you just knocked out one of the floodlights,
Oh, okay.
Oh, man.
and then the hook
Well-
comes falling back down.
It's okay. It's okay. You can try again.
Can I roll that again?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to like wind the thing back up, pull it back up, and give it another toss, I don't see why not. Except there's one less light, so I'm gonna give you another setback die.
But I have 2 advantages too.
Oh, you do have 2 advantages. What are those?
So I knocked out the floodlight,
Yep, one of them.
but I can anyone else think of an advantage?
Well, you understand the range and the angle's a lot better now.
Okay.
It's just
So-
from like trying to toss it now. You can probably be able to aim better.
Okay.
And you got lots of light side points
don't
too,
get-
everybody. Don't forget. But you're going to spend one of those advantages since you now can kind of estimate the range and everything. You get a boost die if you try it again.
Oh yeah.
All right.
That's what I'm gonna do.
You got 1 advantage left.
Okay, here I go. Oh, I
Oh,
still
wait.
have an advantage.
Yeah?
Wait. Can I get another boost die?
For what?
Because so at this point in time, I have the goggles,
Yep.
and because I have the height advantage, I am able to jump while I'm throwing to cut the distance a little bit, and then I'll stand on my tail like a kangaroo.
Kangaroo stand. That's what I was waiting for. All right. That'll be that advantage. But yes, kangaroo tail stand, little hoppy hop,
Got it.
I'm trying.
a little
guys.
Tigger action, and you toss a grappling hook.
Oh no!
All
What?
right. Give me that. Give me my goggles. Give them back. Give me the goggles.
I am spending a dark side point as that grappling hook rope snaps somehow, even though I'm sure it's made of like carbon fiber. And instead of falling, it kind of starts just floating in the air, sort of opposite the platform, hovering in
so sorry.
magnetization. But you got 3 advantages.
No one dies. I guess that's.
No, this shortcut is turning into a long story.
Oh man! Did I knock anything loose with an advantage?
Just your sanity, because that's craziness.
Oh my god! I don't see any advantage in this. Oh god!
Well,
And-
you know, you could spend all 3. I mean,
Well,
they're working in
that's
this
too bad.
place. Like, there has to be. How do they move workers around in here?
Mhm.
You got 3 advantages. Maybe you found a way they move workers around in here.
Yes, I found the way
Oh.
they move workers in here, which
Maybe
is
we'll slip a light side point and find a hover truck.
Well, you've got 3 advantages, like, which is kind of equal to.
The light side point.
Oh yeah, roughly. It's like kind of like a triumph, almost. Sort of. I tend
Okay,
to
I'll
equate
take
those
that.
a little bit. So.
Oh, yeah. Look at this, you guys. Look at what's in this wall over here. It's like a board, but it doesn't have any wheels on the bottom of it. It just kind of hovers when you stand on it.
Magnetic hoverboard. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And look, there's like 3 other ones here too. There's one for
No, it
each of
seems like
us.
they're an awesome, great find. It looks like these are location sensitive, like they work here because of the magnetic anomaly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they like skate on the magnetic rays that are bouncing around here.
I mean, skate isn't really the right word. It's kind of like it's like a trampoline that constantly rises. So it's more like you're sort
Okay.
of float up, but it's
Yeah.
a super easy travel. Like you don't have to even make a piloting check. But let's remember that for later, Nullis, because that might be kind
Okay.
of cool. But
I
you
think
can
I'm
make it
gonna
up.
keep this one actually. It doesn't fit in my backpack, darn it.
Well, there's a nice little like hook to like hang them up once you're
What is
up
it?
here.
and there's some floating rope to hang on to once you get up.
Yeah, yeah. You can get your grappling hook
was
back as you
wondering.
pass.
I was
kind of like
we-
flail
Oh,
at
yeah,
him.
yeah.
Yeah, cool. Grab that.
And you are standing
There.
on
So
a
get that
platform
book back.
attached to a rock and door in front of you. There's a little keypad. This one's finished.
Door up. Okay, this door, will it open? Go to the keypad, get it open, go through.
Yeah, I'm sure with Salcoldia's computer skills, this is a pretty easy, even if you don't have the right codes, you can get in pretty simply. So the door opens, and you are near that like main hallway. Sorry, what was that?
All right, cool. We're back.
Yes, you are back into like the
Alright,
main hallway, main part of the base. These are like the familiar people not looking at you that you recognize. Like, oh wait, isn't I think the quartermaster's right down that way, which means med bay's down that way, which means straight ahead is probably the meeting room, as you remember.
All right, gang, I want to crack the meeting. Anybody else?
Yeah,
That was the
but-
whole point of
I
this
know.
adventure.
Yeah. All right, so how does that look? Are we able to just charge in? Are there any guards trying to slow us down?
No. As you're approaching, the population in the hallway thins to nothing, and as you're getting right to the door when it opens. And
What does the hoverboard do in the hallway? Do they stop working?
oh no, you had to hang them up outside of the door. Yeah, once the magnetization normalizes, they kind of don't work. You probably tried to bring it into the main, but yeah,
Right.
it kind of just fell to the ground at that point like a big
It's
plate.
like-
Otherwise, I would have ditched the meeting and played
Yeah,
with
that
the
would've been-
hoverboard in the hallway.
You probably tried for a good 5 minutes,
I did.
which
Didn't
you will
work.
take no blame for missing this meeting because it totally wasn't your fault. But as you are approaching the door opens all on its own, and the brim of a large hat emerges before the rest of a person in a like leather-looking duster. And they nod at you, shortly followed by Lieutenant Talek, the gentleman that's all armored and everything like that.
Is he
You can't
still
really
got
read
armor
him.
On? Is he helmeted?
Yeah,
Still
still
helmet,
completely full armor, always.
Are we bumping into each other like our
Yeah,
squad and
you
these
you
two
have that
guys?
awkward high school
Okay.
moment in the hallway right now, because you're doing the cool like slow mo walk shoulder to shoulder, so they actually can't get by you presently.
What did we
Wonderful.
miss?
Just the men we wanted to see.
Really, what's that for?
There. Let's go inside before you guys split. We need to have a little chin wag really quickly. Okay.
I gotta get going. I got a thing to finish back down in Shady Town, so I'm gonna go catch up with Bronwyn. She'll tell you
Shady
everything.
Town.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to talk to Bronwyn. I want to talk to you and Talek. Bronwyn doesn't
Well, I'm
seem to be
sure-
cutting the mustard.
Lieutenant Talek's got plenty of stuff
You
to do.
seem
You
to
can
be-
walk to my ship with me. Come on.
Okay. All right. Tell me more about this Shady Town, and I'll walk. If we feel like, and this is up to the gang, we feel like kind of dividing and conquering for a minute. But I'll like to walk with Tanga and try to pick his brain about this Shady Town thing. Maybe
Anybody going with them?
So
It seems
we-
like the two of them are walking off.
Slowly. You want to come check out the Shady Town things with me? Come on.
Yes, I'm going to come too.
All right, so
All right.
Soli and Pal follow Tenga Donald towards the hangar bays. It's another awkward moment before Talek just sort of nods and then walks around you.
So is everyone going to be kind of like trailing after Tanga then?
No, I didn't think Nolos and Salcoldia were there yet. Although Talek is walking past you, you hear the heavy footsteps of armored feet as they clang down the hallway. You guys gonna do anything? And the door is still open too. You could always just walk right in.
I would like to go talk to Bronwyn
All right.
because I think she
Yeah.
has better head on her shoulders than those two breeders.
All right, so you let the head of the Spec Ops cell walk down the hallway as you enter the command room. It's cool. There's that light up hologram of Parsh where it slightly rotates and you can see all the cool bits on top and like underneath, and there's lots of like graphics and a big board behind Bronwyn as she's sitting at the desk looking completely wiped, like just exasperated. Almost didn't notice that you came in expecting this to be done. And she sits up. Sorry, hello. Thank you for assisting up at the surface. I do apologize for earlier.
you want to fill us in on what you guys were chatting about?
We had a brief discussion of why Tenga was there at all, and then we just clarified that none of our original plans would necessarily work. So we'll need to come up with something else, but I don't know if we'll have Varn's involvement at all. I didn't expect Tenga, I expected him, but who knows what's going on down there. I just don't know. This isn't my normal job. I'm trying to figure out what to do.
Well, where do you need us?
Everywhere. We had a three-pronged assault plan that we don't have the capacity to pull off even one at the presently. If we can't take out the tilt, there's no point in doing any of the rest of it. And we can't take out the tilt unless we can simultaneously take that out with our actual targets. So I think they've got us here.
Targets.
Well, we were going to target Camp Hope, we were going to target the mines, and then the tilt. But we need to drop the tilt along with everything else at the same time. It has to be all at once. If not, they'll be able to respond. They simply outnumber us too greatly here. And Camp Hope is one of the premier schools for Imperial recruitment right now.
I'm also in this room, and I go. I don't think we were fully briefed on this. What is the tilt?
So the Imperials have layered one side of the Parsh rock structure with engines. So they can just basically, we call it the tilt because they could tilt the island. Once you tilt it past a certain point, gravity will do the rest. And then everything that's not nailed down falls. They can effectively wipe out the majority of the non-Imperial population.
So they set up this to keep the population in check?
Of course, they have an official story that they are using it to regulate while construction is happening, et cetera, et cetera. It's to keep people safe, but it's engines on the side of a rock. It moves stuff when you fire them all. It's not a stretch. And I would assume that, like the base here, most of their locations would kind of resist it. But certainly not the majority of the population. They would plummet thousands of feet to their death.
Okay, so you need to take that out to prevent the island from being tilted.
And
okay.
It's way more than that. You need to go up there and see it. There's not a population to uprise with if we don't do it right.
So the tilt first, then going over to Camp Hope?
The problem is once you pull one, the other will be on high. You got to do them at the same time. That's what made the plan work.
Is Talek gonna attack one of? Does he have any game plan?
He was going to take the mines out and maybe meet us over at Hope, but we got to pull Hope with the population. That's the only way to do this. And that's where their training bases are. The Imperial camp it's not an easy target. And then in the hallway somewhere on Jumar, Tenga Donald takes a left headed towards the hangar bay. What'd you ask? What?
So tell us a little bit about the Shady Town. Are you operating out of there?
Yeah, for now. It's a little off-rock place.
Okay. It's off rock, huh? It's not connected to the main rock?
No, it's not on the rock
the
proper.
city?
No, it's down on the surface, actually. We got a nice little spot there the sun just don't touch.
Shady Town. Okay, it's in the shade. I get it.
Yeah, we got some natural
yeah.
temperature regulation down there and pretty much everything else you need. It's a nice little spot. Although I am quite keen up here too, so glad I could do my part. Where y'all
Okay,
from?
we need. We were from the Aegis wing, the Aegis squad. We're
No,
all
no,
that's
no, no.
left of it.
Yeah, right. We're all rebels. Yep. But where are you from? What's your
Oh.
story?
I'm in the fight to get some loot, my friend.
That's a funny way to answer that question. What about you? What's your whole thing?
Me? My name is Soli. Hi,
Hey,
Tenga. How you doing?
doing all right. I went by the med bay, got my back looked up, so everything's looking all right.
Yeah, their soda tastes real funny, don't you think?
I don't know. I'm usually focused on some other things.
Oh, well, I hope they have some decent food when we get back. Or
Yeah,
maybe
I
we
can't-
can get something to eat where we're going. Do they have anything to eat in
Whoa,
Shady
whoa, whoa,
Town?
whoa, whoa! Where we're going? I'm sorry, did I miss part?
Aren't we going there right now?
I wouldn't recommend that.
We're going. No, we're going to go check on the ship solely, and I wanted to ask Mr. Donald a couple questions about the operation. That's all.
Oh, maybe we can go some other time, huh?
Like, what brings? Yeah, maybe we can. Why would we be unwelcome down there, Mr. Tenga?
Oh, I wouldn't say you're unwelcome. I just would say it's unwise. That makes sense. There's some trouble brewing down there you don't need to be any part of just yet.
Trouble for whom? Trouble for the Empire?
For people down there, they're getting it sorted. It's just how it works down there. You know how it is.
Well, no,
Shady
actually, we
Town the
don't
sort of
really
place
know
where
how
you
it
can get any-
works.
Yeah, we don't.
Well,
So-
people retire. You know, there's little power back struggles going on. There's a little bit of some organization to the elements down there that could result in some alternative action with legality generally being questioned. If you're picking it up.
All right. I'm picking it up, and we're in kind of a gray area ourselves. You know, it's kind of like we're on the right side of wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm just wondering, you know, is it Shady Town? Does it have its own like standing? I don't want to say militia, but can they take care of their own?
I mean, I'm here, ain't I? We're part of this thing. At least most of us.
Okay.
Okay. The Empire ain't doing us any favors.
Right. But up here on the rock, people seem very fond of the Emperor and his military.
Oh, yeah, they love it up there. They're all brainwashed, if you ask me.
Okay.
I don't know what they're feeding them. I don't know what they're showing them. I hear terrible things about that Camp Hope, which is a lovely name for a place. I can't believe it'd be so horrific. But yeah, I have not seen such a docile population in a long time.
Soli and I are interested. We're walking with them to the hangar bay, right? Isn't that what you said?
Yes,
Right.
you are. Yeah, there's several of them in this part of the base, so.
So we're gonna just walk with him, and then when he gets towards his ship, or we get to our ship, we'll probably part ways and then check on our ship and then check on the rest of the gang.
Cool. Well, he stops in front of a hangar bay door. This one's gonna be me.
All right, Tanga, and I put my hand out to shake it. I feel like we've come to some sort of, at least, rapport together of some level of professionalism.
Yeah, he shakes your hand.
And okay, I look forward to you helping us make some introductions in Shady Town in the near future.
Sure, if you want. I'll be back up here not too long.
Thank you.
Y'all go help out go help up the commander, all right? Because I need some work up here. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay,
dude, later.
And he pushes a panel, the door opens, and he pauses very briefly so you get a cool little silhouette with his hat and his duster, and then he walks through the doorway and it closes behind him. And you're heading to check on your ship?
Okay.
But
Yeah.
across town, across the base, a droid is delivering some fresh tea to Nullus and Salcoldia while they have a conversation with the base commander.
Okay, so it seems like we need to attack 3 different places at the same time with 4 people. Is that correct?
Well, we have a few more than that, but it's considerably less than a full squadron of 16 fighters with all sorts of infantry and information. I mean, I'm not even quite sure what all was coming, but
Is there a way to physically attack one place and then digitally attack the other 2?
I don't
So
know.
it's like we're in 3 places at once?
That is an interesting way to go about this.
Possibly. We got
She
2
kind of
spies in our squad.
sits up, actually. This is, you can see like the gears turning. Like, how would you do that?
So you said Camp Hope we would need the most people for, correct?
Yeah.
If that was the place we physically attacked, we could have myself, someone else on ships, trying to hack into the system at the tilt and the mines.
So you're suggesting trying to take out the communication between the tilt and whoever would push it,
Yeah.
rather than just taking the engines out. Interesting. That could work.
At least give us a little bit of time so we can finish off one place and then head to the others.
I'm assuming you would need to be in their communications to
And
be
not
able
get
to do
tagged.
that. What about you? What do you think?
We definitely have to think asymmetrically here. We definitely don't have the forces just to go against all these guys. We have to, find a way, maybe infiltrate one of these bases or hack into one of these bases. So these engines, they aren't doing anything. Like they don't have to be on, right?
Not that we're
No.
aware of, no. I mean,
So all we have to do is figure out a way to shut those down. We don't even have to destroy them or anything. We just have to shut them down, prevent them from turning them on while we're doing the main attack, and have somebody in the mines, or not even have someone there, just do something there where. So, what was the mine's strategic value anyway? Like, why do we have to attack there?
it's a major export, and there is a large contingent of workforce that would probably enjoy liberation. I hesitate to say slave force, but they are serving out some sort of prison sentence of some kind for all sorts of infractions that make very little sense. It's a way the Imperials have been getting free labor, and it tends to largely focus on the Alfani, the natural population from Parsh.
Right. So
they made up the majority of the ruling class. Also, I would be counted among them. And I worked them. They are not nice or pleasant or anything I would consider an actual job. It's slavery.
yeah, so we just have to, maybe even just get a small group in the mines to lead the uprising, take out, infiltrate the tilt, just shut it down. So we only really need this to attack this Camp Hope place, right?
Yes, and there would be a large, not large, but certainly an able-bodied force from the mines. She spins around, starts clacking away on a keypad of some kind, and different models are popping up on the hologram table in front of you. It's zooming in on little islands away from the main Atreyu City part of Parsh. You're assuming where the mines are and sort of that sort of thing. She's running all sorts of calculations. She fires off a whole bunch of them. We'll see what the simulation comes back with. I think I need to get some sleep. It's been a long day. again, welcome to the base. Thank you. Please forgive any of the sour mood, and I'm assuming you are not being treated with the utmost of grace and hospitality. I do apologize. We were just a bit stressed out.
Understandable. Don't worry about it.
Let us know when you get a plan together. We're all in.
Sounds like we're working on one. That's something at least.
True. Okay, Nellis, let's go find the rest of our group.
Yep.
All right.
So walk out of that command room and then try to raise the rest of the team on, I think we all have some comm links, handheld comm links.
Oh, yes. And we get a nice, like, left-to-right screen wipe as the four of you are now standing outside the hangar bay where the U-wing known as the Aegis II is parked.
Yeah. And the Aegis 2, I'm assuming it's been repaired, or is it not yet?
Yeah, you know, it's in pretty good shape. It's still got some dings, you know, but they've got most of it repaired.
Okay.
Did they repair the comm unit?
I don't need to spend a destiny point in order to make sure.
No.
They did. You know why? Because we're going to use a destiny.
What are you going to use that for?
How about that, gang? What if we use the destiny point for fixing our comm unit?
Is it not fixed yet?
Not the long-range communicator, no. I
Nope.
mean, you need parts and stuff for that, and that's kind of like a non-critical asset right now.
All right. So
Maybe hold on
it's
to
not
that.
going to be fixed.
Yeah.
All right. If it can't be fixed, it can't be fixed.
Well, it's like there's not something to
You know.
fix is the problem. Like, you kind of need a new one. Like, it got blown up
Okay.
in an ambush.
Well, that's what I'm saying is what you're saying. What I want to verify with you is that if I spend a light side point, I'm not getting it repaired. I'm not getting it.
Oh, no, if you spend a light side point, you change the reality of this scene. The reality of the scene right now is it got blown up.
Okay. And so if it's okay with everybody else in the group, I'm going to flip a point so a replacement part was thrown in here because there just happened to be one on this base.
Go for it.
Okay, cool. Done.
And there is a little, like, blinking red light above the Aegis II on this long pole, the familiar sign of a long-range communicator that is functional and part of the ship. Hey, look at that. They fixed
Alright.
that. That's
And
great.
Yeah, it looks like they replaced it.
Somebody
I'm
actually
gonna
likes
assume
you,
that
so
now-
that's good.
I'm going to assume that we've caught each other up with what info and intel that we had gathered. Right?
Sure, yeah. You had a nice long
Stand with that.
conversation, information sharing.
All right. And we try to, and I know this is silly, but it's something that my character would do. Is you try to, call up anyone else in the Aegis squad, see if he can.
Actually, should we be doing that?
Hear anything if there's anything out there. Try to set up, and I assume. Oh, should I not be hollering out into the spaceways, advertising where we are? No.
Yeah, I mean that would. when the
Oh, no! Nellis, no! So he grabs Pal's wrist as his hands over the button, the big red button that says, GM, come at me.
I know.
Please continue, I'm sorry.
It's like, I have to defer to Nub's wisdom there. You're right, Skipper. I just was desperate to hear what was going on. So we've discussed doing infiltration and open revolt so far, right? That's the plan that you came up with with Bronwyn?
it's a
wanna
plan
run
so
a
far.
Simulator? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got a world-class hacker. We got a pretty good infiltrator. We got you and I. We got the old Aegis 2 here. I bang on the hull of the ship.
And you got an ISB agent in holding.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, Salcoldia, do you feel like going and having a little talk with that guy if he's woken up?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Should I go get the droid? Shall Nub and I go
Yeah.
get the droid from the quartermaster for you?
Let's heat things up.
Let's split the party 15 minutes before the end of the episode. I love it. Let's do this. All right. So you walk out of the hangar bay.
Sounds like we could reconvene pretty quick.
Yes. So Nullus and Pal head for the quartermaster, while Sokoldi and Soli head for the holding cells. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
All
got it.
right. So on your way to the quartermaster, it's a pretty simple walk. It's not terribly far from the main portion of this base. You get there, and there's a little like half wall with a like an energy cage sort of field in front of it, and there's a rebel behind it. Hello.
We're gonna need that droid back.
Ooh, I am sorry. What droid?
The one we left here.
Ooh, and you are
It just got brought in today.
just
We're
brought in
Aegis
today. Okay, he's clacking away on a little keyboard. And I'm sorry, you're
Nullus.
We're
Nullus.
Aegis Wing. We're the
Nullus. Aegis. Okay, we're gonna hit. Oh, ooh, and you said that was brought in today?
Yeah.
that's what we said.
Like how long ago? Just it might not be filed yet. It doesn't seem to be in here.
Well, can you look in the back there
Okay.
to see if you find the droid that hasn't been put into your inventory yet?
Sure. What does it look like? Like a R2 or like a protocol or?
It's like a spherical hovering small droid.
Spherical
Imperial
hovering.
med
Is it
portal
currently
droid.
hovering, like right now, or because that should be easy to find?
I don't know. You're the one back there.
That's a good point.
Do I
That's a
see
good
it back
point.
there hovering around?
No, you just see a bunch of like plastic crates and poorly organized mess. Like all of the shelving is like at a weird angle. Nothing really. Some flickering light. It doesn't look great back here. And the quartermaster attendant disappears behind some boxes and stuff. And across the base, in front of a very large locked door, there's like a rebel guard with a blaster rifle. Hello?
Hi, we'd like to interrogate the puppet,
The what?
the little goon that we brought in. He was all
Oh,
cocky.
you're gonna go and talk to the prisoner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where
This is the first time anyone's ever asked me to do this. I don't know if I can get into that door. I was just supposed to stand here and make sure nobody comes out. Nobody told me anything about letting people in.
What kind of lock is it?
It's a cell lock. I mean, it's meant to keep
Soli's
people in it.
got-
I'm sorry?
Soli's got this.
Oh, and how does Soli have this?
Let's see. So Soli is going to come out from behind Salkuldia and look directly into the face of the rebel prison guard
Hello.
and say this is a new procedure that we're adding today, that anybody from the Aegis Wing can come in and interrogate any of the prisoners.
Oh,
And since we're from the Aegis Wing, we can step right up and have a conversation with him.
all right. Let me get a check for that. That is going to be some kind of skill. That's deception, isn't it? Is that deception? I feel like that's
would
deception.
say that would be pretty accurate.
I also feel like that was a pretty good excuse. Like, aside from like like everything else, like layered in was really nice. The
Role-playing.
ask might have been a lot, but I think he's in. Like he's in for this. So we're gonna go ahead and set that up for the difficulty. I'm gonna give you a setback die because they're new to this whole situation. It's the first time anybody's asked them. But your difficulty is only gonna be 1 for this, I think.
Can I give her a boost die?
For what?
Because I'm super intimidating, and this guy is a little bit scared of me.
Yes, you can get a boost die for that. But it's more that he like feels bad about being like he feels like he shouldn't be scared about you, so he's very distracted. All right, give it a roll, Soli.
Kind of guilty.
Righty, here we go. Deception.
No failure, no failure.
Oh, come on!
Sorry, I screamed right into the...
What's up?
Come on!
Oh yeah, yeah, Soli. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Been rolling like garbage all day. Wow. All right.
But not when it counts, right?
So, I mean, you got 2 successes
Okay.
and a triumph. So 2 successes. Guard completely buys this scenario. This makes perfect sense. You're the cool new rebel squadron. Of course you can interrogate the prisoner, especially when you brought them in. Duh. All right, so
Yeah,
that's
duh.
done. What are you spending that triumph on?
All right, Eileen, what do we want for our triumph? We.
Your presence and this story and stuff could, through word of mouth, improve morale throughout the base. Because the one guard could be like, "Oh, I got to meet the Aegis Wing people, and they're
That's
really
good.
awesome. They're on their game." And now everyone was freaking out because we didn't get all of our chips. But I got to tell you, whoever's the interrogators that showed up captured an intelligence officer just minutes after they landed here and came up and talked to me, and I think that they're awesome. I think we can win this thing. I don't know. That's what I'm throwing out there.
That's not bad.
That's not a bad idea, Joshua. I like that.
Well, and we could spend it on the ISB
All right.
agent themselves that are currently in the hole. Also, Guard mentioned he doesn't have the key. Like, he can't get in there. He did say that. That could be a thing. I think there's a lot of good stuff here.
Yeah, true. One of our successes could be going to get the door open.
Well, the problem is he can't open it.
We don't need a key. We can pick a lock.
Okay. Well, let's do it then. Salcoldia, you want to get hacking? Well, no, let's spend a triumph first. You like threaten you're coming at me hard and like I'm coming back at you. No, that's how we forget triumphs. Let's spend this triumph.
Yeah, before you get into it, let Susan spend the triumph.
Definitely. Any brilliant inspirational bolts of lightning, Eileen?
I like Joshua's idea. I thought that was
Morale boost.
morale.
So like this guard is now your super fan.
Yeah.
Like they love Aegis. Hey, you got any of those?
Posters best in his room.
Yes, yeah. Like I'm assuming you have some like patchwork or something. Like, hey, do you have any extra like patches? It's a really cool patch.
Okay, so yeah, Soli's going to she's going to reach across on her left sleeve, rip the patch off her uniform, and give it to the rebel prison guard.
So there's that like I can't take that. I can't. And then like after.
No, dude, you totally can. It's fine. I can get another one back at the home station. It's not a big deal.
Wow, thank you. And he's going in for like a hug, but he's not sure if he should. Like, so it's like you get kind of like a little sidearm.
No, dude, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just keep it. It's fine.
Oh wow, this is so cool. Okay, I'm gonna go put this away. Just, why do you stay here for just a minute? I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's
You're
cool.
so cool.
Dude.
And they run off down the hallway to go hide their new treasure.
Goldie, I think we made quite an impression on that guy.
You are pretty cool. All right, so you're standing in front of a cell door. There's no guard, simply some giant, massive keypad locking mechanism preventing you from interrogating a ISB agent.
Okay, Salcoldia, this is all you.
Oh, you don't have a data pad? Oh, I've been rolling failures all night.
Oh,
Okay. I'll pull out my data pad.
all right. Plug
And
some
then-
wires into the keypad and get a hacking.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, this is a rebel jail cell. Like, I feel like that is a difficulty 3 at least.
Mm-hmm.
You know, certainly maybe it's a little higher from the inside. From the outside, I'm saying that's a 3 at least. And
Okay.
just because you've already tried me upside the head once, I'm going to go ahead and spend one of my dark side points, and I'm going to upgrade that.
How are you using that?
Just to upgrade this check,
Oh,
there's some extra security measures, you know, with the power struggle being what it is. Maybe there's some general mistrust around the base, maybe some added layers of security here and there.
Okay, I'm rolling.
Do it.
Y'all ready?
Really?
Whoa.
Really?
Right. That's kind of funny.
Really?
Though. It's a triumph,
Triumph and a failure.
Yes.
Why do I have failures
but
tonight?
it's not a success. But it's still awesomeness. Yeah.
So you failed
Get your
that.
head in the game, will you? I don't know.
You failed to hack the door. It's something you're kind of familiar with, not like failing to hack stuff, but getting kicked out of a system abruptly. So everything looks fine, and then all of a sudden, screen goes black. Everything kind of fizzes and pops for a second, and then there's like a rotating red light going off above the cell door, and a little bit of an alarm. Not a little bit, a lot of bit of an alarm going off now.
Alarm.
But you do have
little
a triumph.
bit of a siren.
How are you spending that triumph?
Can I just use my tail and bash this door down?
I don't think you could bash the door down. You could use your triumph to smash the keypad with your tail in the
I can do a
perfectly
knockdown with my
acceptable way.
tail.
I'm sorry?
Don't
I
use
can do
the
a
triumph.
knockdown with my tail.
Yeah. So you're doing a knockdown on the keypad
Knocking on a person
to fry it.
or the keypad.
I-
I would say I don't think immediate revenge on a small inanimate object is the way to spend your triumph. I just want to put that
Oh
out
no,
there.
but that will open the
Well, I
door.
better-
That's the triumph, is that you have used the Star Wars door logic to open.
Star Wars
Yes,
door
we're bringing
logic.
it back.
Of course.
One
That's
season
what you
of
were
Genesis
doing.
Harry
Okay,
Potter, and you
yes.
forget the Star Wars. Oh my gosh. Shoot, you've got like 4 seasons on this. Come on, man.
I think it's
So are we
Sully,
gonna?
Are you okay if I use the triumph to bust the door open? Or you want me to use it somehow?
Soli, what's your opinion?
Yeah, totally. Use your tail. Use your tail to bash that thing.
Okay.
So
I'll
you
do
will use your triumph to apply Star Wars door logic to this cell door.
And get a cheeseburger.
There might be one inside. You
And it's
smash this
cheeseburger
door. It
with
is broken. The lock is now broken. You get to choose the state the door is in. Is it open, closed, half closed? What does the door look like?
Open sesame.
All right, so the door completely opens with a jittery lack of whooshing and like some sparks coming out of the pad, but everybody looks really cool. And you see the panicked expression of an ISB agent that is currently manticled to the end of a table. And I'm assuming you walk in, cracking your knuckles, and we smash cut to black.
No!
Everyone, thank you so much for a great episode. This one was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with
Not
this.
for me. I keep getting failures.
You got a triumph too,
you got-
though. That
I
was
know,
It
great.
was
So
like
balanced
birdied
out.
with the failure.
But you still got your
It's
main
what it is.
objective. You just did it in a cooler way, and the alarm was already going off. So
Right.
now
So,
you
yeah,
got
you
a few minutes at least before anybody else shows up.
Question is did you get the cheeseburger?
We will have to find out next week on Dice for Brains, Partisans of Parsh.
is the cheeseburger there?
Definitely.
Oh,
Thanks for listening.
yes,
Thanks for
thank
watching.
you, everyone. That was
Thanks
a great
for-
game.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, I shouted.
Thank you, everyone, for coming by the stream and watching the game. I hope you had a lot of fun with this episode. This was crazy. Why are they doing this to me? I don't even understand. They're just getting triumphs and then taking shortcuts that are amazing because we have like magnetic hoverboards now. We spent a lot of good Destiny points in that episode. I feel really good about all of that happened. So thank you again so much. If you want to find out any more about the show, please head over to diceforbrains.com or come be our patron on patreon.com/diceforbrains. Thank you everyone in Twitch for chatting. Thank you everyone for just engaging with us. This was great. We had a ton of fun, and we will be back next Tuesday, 9:30 Eastern, to do it all again. So yeah, thank you all so very much. Have a wonderful night. Bye.